My name is Sherry Moran, and I am a former member of the Board of Directors of Dying with Dignity Canada, and currently I'm very actively involved in the Ottawa chapter's advocacy committee. I'm a member of CAMAP, not a clinician, but as a member of CAMAP, I get to hear a lot of doctors and nurse practitioners, and I just think if people who have concerns about MAID heard how thorough and considerate they are in assessing MAID applications, it would allay their fears and their concerns about it. And the other thing is that we have to just keep reminding Canadians it is an individual choice. Really, it's one of end-of-life choices like palliative care, palliative sedation, and people need to be informed about it and allowed to make up their own mind. I'm involved in the Dying with Dignity Advisory Council on mental disorders as the sole underlying medical condition, and our mandate is to report to the CEO of Dying with Dignity, who will then report to the board on what our supporters who either have a mental disorder themselves, or clinicians who have dealt with it, or family members who have dealt with somebody in their family with mental disorders, what their thinking is on MAID and mental illness. For those with a mental disorder, so as a sole underlying medical condition, I feel like they're like other Track 2 patients. In other words, their natural death is not reasonably foreseeable. But if they meet the eligibility criteria and their suffering is enduring and intolerable, they should have access to MAID in the same way people with physical conditions that cause that suffering. What I tell people who are concerned about MAID and mental illness is that all my adult life I've suffered from recurrent depressive disorder, and I've been fortunate enough to manage it effectively. And I would not qualify for MAID. That's as it should be, because I don't have a declining capacity. I don't have an enduring and intolerable suffering from my mental illness. I clearly have a mental illness, but if you can manage it, then it's not for you. When MAID and mental illness becomes available, clinicians, they're struggling already. They know it's going to be complicated. They know you're never going to be in a major depression because of an event in your life and qualify for MAID. They will be looking at people who have dealt with mental disorders over a long period of time and have tried many treatments, and nothing is helping them, and it's very severe. They are declining and they are suffering. And anyone who has concerns about MAID and mental illness, that in the Benelux countries, Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, they've had very few people receive MAID in the last 20 years where they have mental disorder as a sole underlying medical condition. It's often a comorbidity with a physical illness, so this is not going to be a huge number of people, partly because it's so complex, and they have to have years of trying treatments, etc. Yeah, I'm not so worried about it. I'm trusting that we will work this out because I'm so impressed with what our clinicians have done since 2016 when the first MAID legislation came in.